What's going on? What's happening? I decided to go live with this um, review. So here we are. I'm going to wait for a few more people to get in, then we're going to go ahead and get started. Baby, I just want to go ahead and put this out there right now that if you are um, a stan, I think that most of us are fans of Stacy's. Um, but if you are a stan of Stacy and you refuse to call her out on her BS, then this may not be the live for you. um, if you are a stan of Monique's, this may not be the live for you. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. I think that's where I'm at with it. Um, that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. I like this episode. It was cute. Um, I have to just also put this out there that this is just my opinion. It is not the gospel, okay? What I say is not set in stone. So do not throw stones at me. Please do not throw stones at me. Um, if you tend to disagree with what I'm saying. This is just what I see on my television screen. We can all watch the same show and walk away with a different perspective. Um, we just see different things, right? Okay, y'all, let's just go ahead and get into it. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is the RHOP review. So it starts out with Giselle and Wendy. Giselle is looking to purchase a new car, a G Wagon. One thing I noticed about Giselle is she loves to have one of her arms out. Girl, if Giselle ain't gonna do nothing else, she is gonna give us a sleeveless. She gonna give us a one sleeve top, a one sleeve dress. She wore one when she met up with Monique, a dress that had one sleeve. And then when she met up with Wendy, she had on another one sleeve. Mama love her. Mama loves her on nasty one sleeve top. Okay. So Wendy arrives and she tells Giselle that her lease is up on her car, and she is also um, deciding whether or not she wants to get a G Wagon, but she just wants to give Giselle the heads up. So if she sees her with a G Wagon, you know, you know how some people are like, oh girl, she biting, right? Um, she says she doesn't want to come across like Stacy. That's what Wendy says. She doesn't want to come across like Stacy, and so that leads the conversation into Stacy. She says that Stacy also reached out to her stylist. I think that is absolutely weird. I'm sorry, y'all. You don't own stylists, you don't own hairstylists, you don't own barbers, but I believe that in this type of situation, on the Real Housewives of whatever, 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 for the most part, the girls usually have their own stylist. They usually have their own glam squad. I think it's one thing for you to use the same glam squad because your homegirls, glam squad, you know, couldn't make it. But for the most part, on Housewives, these girls have their own glam squad. It is absolutely weird that Stacy is moving the way that she moves sometimes. Now you have a cannabis line, which is okay. Now you have a cannabis line, which is okay. Then you name the cannabis line a Nigerian name that you don't even know how to pronounce. Now you're trying to hire Wendy's stylist. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. No matter if you love Stacey or not, it's weird. um, but she says that at her core, she does not think Stacey is a bad person. She thinks that she's sweet. And that's what I appreciate. You can call out the things that Stacey has done. Oh my God, thank you, Rachel8186. I discovered your channel last year, so of course you were my #1 this year. Thank you for being my entertainment during my workouts. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And I think that's the thing, right? It's okay to like Stacey. It's okay to say that Stacey is a sweet person. It's okay to say that you don't think at her core she's a bad person, but it's also okay to call out the way that she moves in some cases. And I think that for some of the people who watch this show, they refuse to call out Stacey in the way that she moves. I've noticed that across the board, period. Sometimes if you do stand someone, I used to be the same way with Beyonce. Like back in the day, you couldn't say nothing bad about Beyonce to me. Girl, nothing. But at some point, it's okay to still like someone and call out what you see. It really is. It's okay when I watched The Real Housewives of Atlanta, how I said that I was disgusted when Kenya put that picture up, allegedly. Girl, we got to talk about that in another video. Allegedly of Bang Bang giving fellatio. I was disgusted, and I said that. It's okay to say when your faves disgust you or piss you off or do something that ruffles you. It's okay, and I can still say that's still my girl. Girl, that's still my girl. I can say that Toya from Married to Medicine is not wrong for bringing up Heavenly Son because of the way that Heavenly acts on this show. And then I'll still backdoor and say Heavenly is still my girl. But Toya ain't wrong for bringing up that Damon Jr. had his hands behind his back with some handcuffs on him. And it was inmate 973-0076. She ain't wrong. You see what I'm saying? So anyways, Giselle says in her confessional that Stacey's a big fat liar. Giselle does not see it for Stacey. She says that Stacey is a big fat liar and she doesn't understand women who move like that because you sneaky. After today, okay, that's a lie. After today, I'm going to try to steer away from the whole lying stuff. The thing that gets me going is Giselle, out of everyone, has the nerve to say out of her mouth that Stacey's a big fat liar and she doesn't understand women who move like that because you sneaky. And she is the main one. She said this season on The Real Housewives of Potomac that because of the foolishness that the women put out there and because of how much of big fools they act, I'm paraphrasing, she doesn't have to make up stuff anymore. Am I the only one that remembers Giselle saying that? Am I the only one that remembers Giselle saying that because of the foolishness that the women do, that I don't have to make up stuff anymore? Stacey is a liar. She is. And I'm not changing my mind on this. Stacey lies don't affect anybody except her. Just like Mia's lies didn't affect anybody except her. Giselle's lies affect other people. Mia lies are not that deep. She still lies, but they're not that deep, especially in comparison to the lies that we've seen and heard on reality TV. Stacey lies about her husband not wanting to come around. She's still lying, but she's not lying about, oh, your husband sexually assaulted a woman and grabbed her by her ass. You see what I'm saying? So for Jizzy to try to hold anybody's feet to the fire when it comes to lying, and that's all that lady does, you are the last person on this show. Mia did lie on Chris Bassett. I forgot about that. She did. Now that was a lie that could affect somebody. Yes, that was a lie. that she definitely lied on Chris Bassett. Yes, she did. But for the most part, when Mia lies, it was shit that had to do with whatever was going on with her. But she did definitely lie about Chris Bassett, and she admitted that also. But Giselle is the last person to try to hold anybody's feet to the fire when it comes to lying or call anybody sneaky. Okay. Now, we do got to get to Stacey, and the way that Stacey, even though Stacey lies are trivial, Stacey's lies, we're going to get to Stacey in a little bit. So they mentioned Karen and how they miss Karen because they took the car on a test drive, and they mentioned Karen. Remember the scene with Karen and Mia when they were in Miami, and Wendy says that she feels that Karen should be out. Yeah. And then Stacey and her BFF, I can't remember his name, they go out, and Stacey basically tells him how she invited all the ladies to the launch of her, cannabis line, and she's the first African American woman in Virginia to have a cannabis line. The only people that decided to come was Tia, Jazzy, and Ashley. Wendy, we'll get into why Wendy couldn't make it in a little bit. Giselle said no. Kay said no. Okay, so Tia. Tia lets us know that, she was rich growing up. However, her father was not good with money. And by the time the 80s, I think she said 80s. Basically, the family he blew through the money, basically. But she said that really taught her a valuable lesson, a lesson about money. Tia's, did I say Stacey? I meant Tia. Tia's father. Did I say Stacey's father? Tia's father had coin, but he blew through the money. He didn't have any financial literacy, basically. Tia calls Stacey. Bitch, I'm not gonna lie. Baby, I hollered. When Stacey answered that phone and Stacey sounded like Barry White, Stacey answered that phone and said, "Good morning." Baby, you could tell Stacey had just opened up her eyes, baby. Because the way that voice was very much, "Good morning." Because I know that's right. Girl, don't be calling my phone this early in the morning. Girl, I'm still asleep. Okay? Do not be ringing my phone this early in the morning, girl. Just send me a text message and I'll call you when I wake up, girl. Okay? Anyways, so they're going to have a talk, right? So Stacey and Tia have decided to have a talk to basically talk about where they went wrong. So Ashley and Jack Harlow, girl, okay, this is just how I see it. Ashley and Jack Harlow, they go out on a date. she lets it be known that she met. Remember, her and Giselle did the speed dating. She met Jack Harlow. I call him Jack Harlow because that's what Wendy calls him. No, his real name is not Jack Harlow. Wendy calls him Jack Harlow. I don't know his name, girl, but Wendy calls him Jack Harlow, so that's why I call him Jack Harlow. So, Josh, that's his name, Josh. Josh. I put it right down on her. I said I didn't know his name, but I literally have Josh right here. So she meets up with Jack Harlow, right? And she said that she met him when she was going through a divorce. This is what I feel like happened with Jack, Josh. But this is what I feel like happened with Jack Harlow. I think Ashley met him. I do believe it just was for the show. And I don't think that Ashley expected it to last as long as it lasted. I think that they just did the speed dating thing for the show, of course. Wasn't anything supposed to come from it. Her and Jack started having sex, and then the sex lasted longer than probably what she was expecting. And now it's at that point where things may start to become serious, and now she needs to pull back. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not mad at Ashley. I'm not. I'm not mad at Ashley. I'm not. She basically called the man poor to his face. Now, was that a tad bit embarrassing? Yeah, it was. But, I mean, the fact of the matter is, again, I don't think that Ashley wanted to really be with the man. I think that when she met him, it was just something for TV. And then it kind of spiraled into something else. But I'm not necessarily upset at the way that she ended the relationship. Josh doesn't really have. Excuse me, my nose. Sorry, y'all. Oh, girl, my nose. Girl, I can't. Okay. I felt like my nose was on me. Sorry, y'all. Okay. Josh was just a lay. And I'm not mad at Ashley for breaking things off with Josh. She's being honest. I don't want any more kids. And if I were to have kids, it would have to be in the next year or two. You don't have any kids. So the probability of you wanting kids is probably high. You really don't have no money. I live in a $2.2 million house. I have 2 kids and I take care of other people. Just like Ashley said, it's the truth. If something were to happen with me, I would need to make sure that you're able to step up to the plate. I'm not mad at it. Ashley say, I'm not about to be like my mama and be over here taking care of no motherfucking grown ass man. Bitch, I done got out of that situation. I had to sleep with an old rich white man and have kids with him. I'm not going back down there no more. I'm not mad at Ashley. I'm not going back down that path. I crawled my way out, bitch. And now I'm in a situation where I'm not like my mama and I refuse to be like my mama. And if you can't, if you're not in a position to, if something happens to me where you can pay this $2.2 million mortgage, then girl, there's no reason for me to talk to you. I saw a lot of people dragging Ashley online, and I'm sorry, but the Disney movies have y'all fucked up. And then when she mentions like we never went on a trip. And the most he can say is, oh, well, I invited you to Pennsylvania. Girl, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania. Girl, Pennsylvania. Girl, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania. Girl. Y'all go date Jack Harlow. Y'all go date Jack Harlow. I'm not mad at Ashley. I would have broken with his ass too. We had sex a few times, but realistically speaking, we can't go nowhere with this. I'm damn near 40 years old. The shop is basically closed. If we're going to have a child, it's going to have to be in the next year or two. And I'm not doing that. So therefore, at this point, we need to just call it quits. While I might not necessarily know the ins and out of your financial situation, and while you might not be this person who likes to flaunt your lifestyle, I'm sure that Ashley has probably figured out enough about the way that he probably spends his money in the year that she's been with him to figure out what she needs to know. If you date someone for a year, you can look at how they live to figure out maybe this might work. Yes, some people are frugal, right? Some people don't like to spend money. Cool. But girl, I got a $2.2 million house. I got a $2.2 million house with a $2.2 million mortgage and 2 sons. And I'm probably helping taking care of my mama and other people. No, I'm not mad at Ashley. Sorry. Baby, you gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. No, you gotta go. You gotta go because girl, I done met this rich white man, and ever since him, I've been on private jets. Ashley is used to a certain lifestyle and Ashley not going backwards. Period. And I'm not mad at it. All right. So, baby, Monique and Giselle, baby. I do want to say this. Oh, and that's another thing too. I wanted to say. He knew the relationship when Ashley wasn't going nowhere anyways. Ashley went on a fucking dating show. Girl, Ashley went on a dating show with Giselle called, was it Love Island? Whatever. Jack Harlow knew that relationship wasn't going nowhere, so I don't know why he was sitting his grown ass there acting surprised. You a grown ass man. Ashley was out here dating other people on a whole nother dating show. Girl, stop. Girl, you too grown to be acting stupid. Okay? So anyways, he says, I'm sorry, Monique and Giselle. Monique did say, before we get into this, Monique did say that the conversation with her and Giselle lasted a lot longer. Of course it did. And they started from the I Have 4 homes and worked their way on up. Now, I will say, in Monique's defense, that's the same thing that Wendy said. Because when Wendy and Giselle made up, Wendy said she said they had lunch for like 2 or 3 hours. Now we know these scenes are usually longer. Of course, these scenes be like, girl, they'll get there in the daytime and leave at nighttime. So we're only gonna see a few minutes of the conversation. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't know if I necessarily believe Monique 100%. I can acknowledge what she said and also acknowledge that Wendy had the same experience with editing, basically. It just appeared that Monique was at that table, girl, low-key begging for Giselle's friendship. That's how I looked at it. I said, ooh, girl. Monique, girl. Monique, girl. Monique, girl. Sister. Girl. So they meet up. And then they get the conversation started. Where do we begin? And Giselle says, what about drag me, Monique? Monique says, my dragging days are over. I had to sit back and say, why was I mad at her? Girl. I'm sorry, y'all. Monique, I think Monique is absolutely stunning. That don't have nothing to do with nothing. But Monique, you are full of shit. One thing I don't like about the Housewives, it really does feel like they move from season to season, and it's kind of like once the season is over, they forget everything that happened in the past. Monique, what do you mean I had to sit back and say why was I mad at her? Ashley using everyone and everything for a storyline. The jig is up and tired. Gullum had her wearing Route 21 and begging and begging for a home in the end. What luxury. Thank you, 1056. Ashley said, "Hell no to the bum." Hell no, the bums are for Candy, for Candy and Candace. um, Monique, for you to sit on this TV screen and say I had to sit back and say why was I mad at her? I put girl what? Monique is not innocent, okay? Be very clear. Let me also say this: I did not watch season 2, and that's the season. That's the season that Monique came in. So I can't tell you anything about season 2. The only thing that I remember people saying is that when they first met up, and Giselle and Monique was introduced to the group, you know how Giselle does. I guess she tried to throw shade at Monique. I think Monique was looking for a home. I don't know, girl. And Monique's response was, I have 4 homes. Like Giselle was trying to act like she was basically homeless. And Monique let her know, girl, baby, please, I have 4 homes. Anyways, once we get to the next season, or I think it was a season after next, Mo did take the first swing. I felt like Giselle saying that's not that big of a deal, girl. It's not. I guess questioning, hazing, whatever you want to call it. I have 4 homes. Monique and Charisse were part of the reason why I believe that Giselle did a 180. Because Giselle was always messy, but she wasn't messy. She wasn't evil. It wasn't until Monique decided to walk with Sherman's ex-wife and be messy, and that ruined Giselle's relationship. And Giselle told her straight up, I'm like a thief in the night, I'm like a ninja in the night, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to get my lick back, basically. So we cannot leave out that when shit started to get real dirty, that Monique was a part of this shit taking a left turn. She was. So we cannot leave that out. Monique had a part in this too. And Monique's part was walking in the neighborhood with Sherman's ex-wife and them putting Sherman's business out in the streets. Hello? And after that, Sherman broke up with Giselle. And Giselle ain't never been right ever since. Now, with that being said, I have been telling y'all that y'all be wanting to talk about Candace, y'all be wanting to talk about Wendy sucking up, wanting to be friends with Giselle. Let me just say this. I don't think it's anything wrong with any person coming into a friend group wanting to be friends with everybody. I think that's the whole purpose of the show. Why would you come onto a show if you're not willing to be open to be friends with everybody in the friend circle? Now, Just because I come in open to being friends with you doesn't mean that we will create a bond or a friendship. We might find out that we don't like each other. But I'm not mad at anyone for coming in and saying, oh, let me get to know Giselle. I want to be friends with Giselle. Let me get to know Robin. Let me get to know Karen, because that's the whole purpose in my head. But I really do believe that this sit down with Monique and Giselle, the way that they had Monique looking, it looked like what I've always said, that Monique really wants to be, girl, Robin 2.0. Girl, the way she sat at that table and to me begged for friendship from Giselle, girl, my mouth hit the motherfucking floor. And the way that you were sitting here saying I had to sit back and say, why was I mad at her? I can tell you why you were mad at her, Monique. I can tell you why. The story goes a little something like this. They were at Andy Cohen's baby shower, I believe. They were getting ready for the next season of Potomac. Gigi, which is Monique's old friend, I think got in contact with the girls to tell them about a rumor that Monique's son was not Chris's. Giselle did not create the rumor, okay? However, Giselle wanted to bring the rumor onto the show. Giselle did not create the rumor. I believe that it was Gigi who started the rumor, or I don't know if it was a rumor or not, but started the shit. But whatever it was, Giselle did not start it, but Mo had Giselle back at Sing Sing over Sherman. Giselle wanted to bring the rumor onto the show. They were having a meeting, okay? Candace was a part of the conversation. At the time, Candace and Monique were mad at each other. Candace goes and tells Karen, girl, Giselle is trying to bring on a rumor that Monique's son is not Chris's. Karen goes and tells Monique. This is what I heard. Monique then went to the producers, and I guess she basically told them, y'all got the game fucked up, and so they wouldn't allow the storyline to be brought onto the show. Fast forward, the season starts, and out the gate, Monique is pretty much coming for Candace. They had a dinner. Monique was even telling how Candace and Chris still use condoms, I believe. Y'all don't remember this? After the dinner, they thought the cameras went down, but they were still mic'd up. And it was catching the audio. And Monique went to Candace, and Candace was pissed off at Monique for basically throwing her under the table at the dinner table. And she told her, girl, I'm paraphrasing, if you had a problem with me inviting Sharice to, I think, her anniversary party or wherever it was, then you should have told me about that hoe. Y'all don't remember Candace saying this? And then Monique was like, girl, I'm sorry, I had to. Girl, that was literally a plot to take Candace down. Do y'all not remember this? You couldn't see it, but they still had the audio rolling. You heard Monique telling Candace, I'm sorry, girl, I had to do it. Candace was pissed because, girl, you coming for me and I ain't did shit to you. And that just spiraled on down. I'm going to skip over. We're not going to the fight. Fast forward to the end of the season. I don't know if y'all remember this. They go over to Monique's home. Giselle walks into the house. And Chris says, and I'm paraphrasing, "Hey, Giselle, don't he look just like me? Don't he look just like me?" Giselle looked like, "What is this nigga talking about? What are you doing?" Because it had gotten out that Giselle was trying to bring on the rumor about Chris not being the father. And that's why I was also tugging at Monique's wig, because the fact of the matter is, you knew this whole time what Giselle's MO was, and you still didn't give a fuck. Because when Giselle came into your house, Chris let it be known that he already knew what Giselle was trying to do. That's why he said that the son looks just like him. Fast forward, we get to the reunion. Monique has a Lisa Frank binder, a Trapper Keeper, a 5-star. And she said she had tabs on everybody in the group, including herself. That's what she said. The only tab that she pulled on and read was Giselle's, which lets me know that the problem this entire time was always Giselle. Because if you really had a problem with other people, including Candace, you would have annihilated her at the reunion also. But the only person whose tab you pulled on was Giselle, which means, now I gotta go back, when you whooped Candace's ass, or when you fought Candace at the goddamn barn, that ass whooping was really for Giselle. So for Monique to come into this episode and say I had to sit back and say why I was mad at her, you know why you was mad at her. Because she wanted to bring on a rumor about the paternity of your son. Annihilated. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. That's why you were mad at her. And that's why when you got to the reunion, all the smoke was for Giselle. Because that's who you wanted from the get-go, but you were scared to go after Giselle. Thank you, 1601. Thank you so much. She says that I was too busy being the victim. She says that she felt bad when she saw Giselle's daughter, and she felt horrible about her actions, about how her actions impacted her daughter. I said, Monique, girl, you doing too much. Girl, Monique, you doing too much ass kissing. Girl, basically, she ran into Grace at Pride, during Pride weekend. And she's basically saying that I guess the binder moment, when she basically put her daddy on blast, she felt bad for Grace because of what she did and how it probably impacted her daughter. Girl, what? I said, oh, girl, Monique, girl, you losing me, girl. Girl, you feel bad because Pastor Holy Whore, that's what you call him, couldn't keep his dick in his pants and had babies on Giselle, and you feel horrible for how you responded to Giselle because Giselle wanted to bring on a rumor about the paternity of your child. Did Giselle apologize for when Chance, or whatever the little baby name is, when he sees this, he may question, is that true, mommy? Because I saw a light-skinned lady with green eyes say that daddy wasn't my daddy. Did Giselle apologize for wanting to bring that rumor onto the motherfucking show? And don't forget, at the reunion, Monique mentioned it, And did y'all see how Andy got pissed off? Go back and watch it. Monique mentioned this at the reunion. And they said it wasn't even brought up on the show. So why, basically they tried to tell Monique at the reunion, it wasn't even brought up on the show. So why are you bringing it up now? Y'all don't remember that? Y'all don't remember at the reunion? Well, somebody brought it up at the reunion about the rumor. And they basically told Monique, girl, it wasn't even brought up on the show, so why the fuck you bringing it up now? And I think that was a part of the reason why Monique got pissed off at Andy, because it got out that she was pissed off about how shit transpired at the reunion. So for Monique to sit here and apologize to Giselle because she feels like her actions were horrible when she saw her daughter, I said, girl, you got the game fucked up. I wish I would apologize for your philandering ass husband, her girl who cheated on you. Girl, if anything, girl, he needs to apologize to your motherfucking daughters. I don't owe your daughters nothing. Girl, nothing. I don't owe your daughters nothing because I didn't ruin the family. He did. And if you want to mention my children, okay, then I want to mention your ex-husband. Giselle says she felt at the time real life hate coming from your side. I said, girl, what? Giselle told Monique that at the time she felt like it was real life hate coming from Giselle. And this is what bothers me about Giselle's daddy even dragged Jamal. He sure did. He sure did. Did he apologize to the children for dragging their daddy on TV? Huh. This is the thing that bothers me about Giselle. It's blame to go around, right? Monique is not innocent. We already established it. I'm trying to understand why everyone is always trying to kiss Gizzard's ass. Gizzard's behind. She is not kind and shows no remorse for any of her wrongdoings. Thank you, 1601. This is the thing that bothers me about Giselle. Giselle says, again, she felt at the time real live hate coming from Monique. Giselle, you do things, and this is what pisses me off about the viewers too. Giselle does low down dirty shit. You know how y'all say that Candace saying drag me, drag me? What you gonna do, drag me, Monique? Drag me, drag me. That's why she got touched. Because in the real world, you would get your ass whooped. No, in the real world, you would get your ass whooped when you go around wanting to talk about the paternity of folks' children. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of shit Giselle does. And then she's like, I felt real live hate. Girl, you were trying to bring a rumor onto the show about the paternity of this lady's son. You accused Chris Bassett of sexually assaulting Deborah. That's why you got cursed out. You then even teamed up with Ashley and tried to go after Eddie Hennessy, girl. And you got mad when Wendy cussed your ass out. Giselle wants to do things in the name of the show and think it's not that big of a deal. But then when she gets the response that she gets from the ladies, then all of a sudden the viewers do it too. Then all of a sudden when she gets smoke, it's, oh girl, you doing too much. Oh, you so vile, Candace. Girl, trying to bring on rumors of paternity is not vile to y'all? Saying someone's husband sexually assaulted a woman, that's not vile to y'all? And then y'all wonder why she gets her ass cursed the fuck out. Giselle says that she felt that Monique was on one and just wanted some nonsense. Like I said, I don't know how this conversation went with Giselle and Monique. I'm trying to give Monique the benefit of the doubt because I do remember Wendy saying the same thing about her conversation with Giselle. But the way it appeared as though Monique accepted all the accountability and pretty much was kissing the ring. And Giselle pretty much sat there like, okay, so girl, what you gonna say to me? I think I do remember Giselle saying that she was sorry for how it played out. I think Giselle did say something along those lines. She did. I can't remember exactly how she said it, but she did, I guess, somewhat apologize for how things played out. Giselle, like Alexia, Larsa, Erica, half of RHO in New York, does nasty shit all the time and the viewers enjoy it. So that's why they excuse it because they got shade and fraud pleasure from other people's misery. Okay? Anyways, and this is what I put this spiritual journey is questionable. And I really don't want to spend too much time on Candace and Monique. The friendship has sailed, but I'm gonna say this: I don't understand how Monique is on this spiritual journey, and girl, the person who you call little sister, you don't want to have a conversation with, or you don't see you reconciling with her anytime soon. She basically said this on Watch What Happens Live last night. Like, how are you able to sit? I don't know if you watch What Happens Live. Monique said they didn't show a lot of Giselle's remorse. Thank you. I don't. I just. What's up, Diva? I just question her spiritual journey. I do. I'm sorry. The same way the girls was questioning Heavenly's spiritual journey on Married to Medicine, I questioned Monique's because I'm still trying to figure out how you can sit your ass down in front of Giselle's face and make amends with her, but Candace is off the table. Girl, what the fuck? If you can sit down with Giselle, if you can sit down with Giselle Bryant, then you definitely can sit down with Candace. If you can sit down with Giselle, if you can sit down with Giselle, the woman who wanted to bring on a rumor about the paternity of your son, but you even having a conversation with Candace is off the table, that shit is weird to me. I'm not saying that Candace and Monique gotta be friends. They don't have to. But for you to skip over Candace and go straight to Giselle, and for y'all to walk out the restaurant, girl, hugging on each other, that shit is fake to me. Monique and Candace could have a conversation and they could come to the realization, girl, we ain't gonna never be friends. It is what it is. Fuck it. But for her not to even want to have the conversation, girl, but you can make up with Giselle, girl, you're fake. You're fake. And I don't believe this spiritual journey that you're on, this healing journey. How are you on this healing journey and you skip over the person who you attacked on on cable television? And then on top of that, we're going to go ahead and put it out on the table. The amount of people that were saying, oh my God, Candace got what she deserved. When you say drag me, what you expect people to do, baby, you're ghetto as fuck. If you are a grown-ass man or woman, non-binary, non-gender conforming, and you feel as though you're justified in putting your hands on someone because in the midst of an argument at work, on top of that, let's be very clear because they're at work, they said, what you gonna do, drag me? Well, she said, what you gonna do, drag me, so I dragged her. Girl, you're gutter snipe. One thing I hated about season 5 Fight Night, I felt like all the ghetto hood babies came over from Zeus. They saw a fight happening, and it just changed everything about Potomac. Potomac already was full of lies and bullshit anyways, but girl, I felt like once that fight happened, girl, all the hood babies from Zeus and the girls who like Bad Girls Club baddies, they came over, and it was justified on why Monique should have put her hands on Candace. I think we as the friends, we need to let the Candace stuff go because she isn't sorry. Since we hate fake apologize, we shouldn't force it. We should just see Monique for who she is. Okay? Monique never liked Candace. It had nothing to do with Giselle. She hated Candace's mother's money and didn't have to stay with a woman beater. Ooh, girl, allegedly. Also, C-Main's issue is a smear campaign Mo ran. Mo loves to look over that too. That's another thing too. We cannot look over the fact that Monique was out here, girl. Y'all know what Monique was doing before the season even came out. So it's very ghetto. It's very ghetto, and it's very telling how people think. And like I always said, most of the 99.9% of the time, when people said they wanted Monique back on the show, it was because they said they wanted Monique to finish the job. They wanted Monique to beat Candace's ass. You ought to feel horrible that the people who say they are fans of you or they support you, the only reason why they want you back on the show is because they think you are a violent human being and all you know how to do is fight. They didn't say, I want Monique back on because, girl, I love to see her family. It was always, I want Monique to come back. If Candace says something and it makes the blogs, go to the comment section and see the amount of people who will say, I hope Monique come back and whoop your ass again. Robin the linebacker got in Mo's face. That's where sure did. That's what the comments are going to say. I would hate for people to want me back on the show because they think that I'm a WWE wrestler. And they don't even see how racist that is. Thank you, Immaterial Boy. No amount of dreadlocks, bird-loving sound bowl, playing incense, burning shea butter pomade, and burlap could convince me Monique Healing is authentic. Girl, I'm with you. I don't believe it is either. I'm sorry. And they talk about Wendy being pressed for Jizzy. Okay? Okay? Because everybody is falling in line with the hate with Stacey. Wendy and Jazzy ain't fell in line. Girl, but you know the girls don't want to see it for what it is. Wendy is telling Giselle to her face, I think Stacey is not a bad person to her core, and I think she's sweet. I don't believe the journey that Monique is on either. I think she locked up her hair, girl, moved to the woods, girl, got a couple of birds, and now all of a sudden, girl, I'm on my spiritual journey, girl. Zing. Girl, no, you're not. Because you're not even willing to have the conversation with the person who you did wrong. Anyways, let's move on, girl. Greg. Greg, if you don't take your black ass, girl, Greg, if you don't take your black ass to Zales and get out those people's store, girl, Greg is down to the jewelry store looking at $2 million engagement rings. I hate when y'all play in my face. Why are y'all playing in my face? Why are y'all playing in my face? Why y'all do stuff like that? And have y'all noticed, can I say something? I don't know if Greg is nervous when he gets on camera, but have y'all noticed that Greg always appears to be drunk when he gets on camera? Like he has like this nervous, like when he talks, it's very much like, I'm just trying to get it. It's like very much like, I don't know. Have y'all noticed that? I'm not saying that he's drunk. I'm just saying that when it's like this confusion. Yes, it's like this confusion with Greg. It's like he comes across as confused. Yes, he comes across as confused. It's always weird. Greg is Kay's. I don't know I guess they boyfriend and girlfriend now. I guess they back together. That's Kay's boyfriend, basically. Yes. So Greg is down to the jewelry store looking at $2 million rings. I say, girl, if you don't take your ass to Zales, girl, I don't know why you in this lady face looking at a $2 million ring. A $2 million ring, Greg. Then they showed him looking at a $180,000 ring. Girl, that's still too. Girl, why are y'all playing? Okay? It should be every kiss begins with K. Girl, if you don't take your ass to K's or Zales and sit your ass down somewhere, girl. Anyways, so the Happy Eddie pop-up shop in the Shia pop-up, okay? Here we go. Here we go, y'all. Here we go. Stacey be lying. Do you notice Kay always addresses what the girls say in the next episode? Jazz says she had to buy her condo. The next episode, Kay says Greg will buy the condo. Stacey says she don't got a ring now, girl. Now Greg looking for a ring. Girl, here we go. I know. Listen, we like Stacey, but Stacey that's a lying ass heifer, and she will manipulate a situation in a heartbeat. I don't know why y'all not clocking Stacey in her trifling ass ways. So Stacey tells Wendy, she told her to her face, and I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, girl, Tia ain't wrong. Tia is not wrong. The way Stacey was gaslighting the shit out of Tia, I mean, the entire cast of liars, right? Exactly. And that's the gag. That's why I'm so confused. But the thing that okay, hold on. We gonna get back to okay. So Stacey tells Wendy that it would be a conflict of interest to have her at the pop-up. And Wendy says, okay, that's cool. Tia asks, why isn't Wendy at the pop-up? She says that, oh, Wendy couldn't be here. But she was very supportive and celebratory. Girl, no, it's that she couldn't be there. You told her that she couldn't come because it would be a conflict of interest. That's what you told her. Girl. That's what you told Wendy. It's not that she couldn't be there. It's that you told her she couldn't come. So why just not say, oh, I told her she was not invited because it would be a conflict of interest because Eddie has a cannabis line, I have a cannabis line. That's the type of shit that Stacey does. It's very much word salad. It really is. Stacey does enough to the point where she can get out of you calling her a liar. Right? Because she could say, technically, I didn't lie. All I said was that she couldn't be here. You see what I'm saying? Like she could weasel her way out of that. Because technically she didn't lie. You know what I'm saying? But don't make it seem as though she just couldn't be there when you told her, girl, she couldn't come. So Ashley arrives. I'm sorry, y'all. Here we go. Ashley arrives and she says, I wore this dress last week. And they show a clip of Ashley having on the same dress. I think Stacey does this shit on purpose. I do. I think that Stacey intentionally wore the same exact dress. So Ashley, of course, is going to take the bait and mention it. And then Stacey can reply and say, girl, so you're coming with mess? Girl, this is the second time you've worn the same dress twice. Stacey seems like the type of woman who just doesn't tell the truth. And if you believe her, you believe her. If you don't, you don't. Thank you, Diva. This is the second time that Stacey has done this. But of course, Ashley is going to take the bait and mention, oh girl, you had on the same dress I had on last week. And then Stacy can reply and say, oh girl, you just coming with some mess. What? That's the shit that Stacy does, right? um so Stacy pulls Ashley to the side. And she tells Ashley that you basically just concentrate only on the negative things about me. Baby, when I tell you, Ashley sat right there to that lady's face and called her a hoe, bitch. Ashley told her, I would have no qualms about your business, but I also want you to stop being a lying ass hoe about it, bitch. Baby, Ashley said that to that lady and called her a lying ass hoe. Hot take: if Jazzy yells at Tia and Ashley being messy with Tia, she never yelled. I feel like Tia is trying to kick with Jizzy. Thank you, girl. So, girl, I'm not gonna lie, I yelled, bitch. Stacey is. Come on, Stacey is funny, bitch. When Stacey, I don't know if y'all heard her, but she said lying ass hoe. Oh, bitch, bitch, bitch. When Ashley called her a lying asshole, girl, Stacey said, bitch. When I say I screamed, Stacey said lying asshole. Oh, bitch. Stacey is a kiki. I'm not gonna lie. Stacey is a kiki. Girl, I will give Stacey this much. I pretty much laugh at Stacey every fucking episode. Girl. Remember when remember last year? Girl, y'all probably don't remember this. Remember last year when Jazzy came to her house and she had on all black? I would have said I'm not under I'm not under the bridge, ho. Okay, right. Jazzy came to her house and what's her name? Stacy said, "Look at you, looking like you just stepped out of the Matrix." Bitch, when she told Jazzy, she looked like she just stepped out of the Matrix because she had on a long leather coat. I don't talk like that, right? I don't talk like that. Girl, when she told Jazzy, because Jazz had on all black and a long leather coat, she said, "Look at you, looking like you stepped out of the Matrix." Oh! Oh! Girl, Stacey is a kiki, I'm not gonna lie. That bitch is funny to me. Anyways, so they start going back and forth, her and Ashley. Ashley is like, no more lies, no more lies, no more lies. And Stacey is saying at the same time, no more hazing, no more negativity, no more evil. Did y'all hear when Jazzy said, Dr. Carmen, you may have to up the bitch. I don't know if y'all heard when Jazzy said it. Jazzy was in the background and Jazzy said, Dr. Carmen, you might have to up those percentages. Bitch, I can't get it out. Hold on, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Jazzy was in the background. It was Jazzy and Ash. No, it was Jazzy, Tia, and her best friend, while Ashley and Stacy were arguing. And you heard Dr. Carmen is I guess the woman who created the gummies. I don't know, girl. So she says, Dr. Carmen, you may have to up those percentages in those gummies, honey. I don't know why I thought that she was hilarious. Because baby, these bitches is arguing, honey. Okay. So Stacy and Tia. Girl, here we go. I think multiple things can be true at the same time. This is okay. This is the Juneteenth behavior. Do I believe that when Tia and Stacey got into it, she overreacted with the whole "don't let this accent fool you"? Yes. I was like, girl, who you bucking up to? You ain't kind of like, girl, you ain't better than nobody, right? Shout out to Terry. I mean, shout out to Terry. No, Maxine. Shout out to Maxine. Tia is not wrong for what happened with her and Stacey. Stacey is wrong. Stacey is wrong. The way that Stacey was gaslighting the shit out of Tia, and the way that the viewers are letting Stacey gaslight them, Stacey met up with Timo and Tia met up with Timo and Stacey. Timo lied and said that he could not make the dinner that Tia invited him to because he was flying out of the country the next day. I'm sorry, Stacey got her right up out of there. It's giving security. Stacey, get your ass out of there. That was funny. Thank you, Diva. She told Tia, no, Timo told Tia that he could not make the dinner with Eddie and Wendy because he was flying out of the country the next day. And then Stacey said, yeah, he's not returning until next week. Stacey also then said, can we just make it a threesome? Can I join you and your husband? And Tia said, yeah, that's cool. Timo left, and then Stacey did say, I'll be honest with you, Timo's not ready to be around the group. That's what she said. Then she also said, basically, if Giselle is not bringing her man around, I'm not bringing mine around. And then that's when Tia said, so basically, you're saying when pigs fly. The next day, they get to dinner. It's Tia and her husband, Eddie and Wendy. And Tia mentions to Wendy, well, I invited Stacey and her husband. Wendy said, yeah, I thought she was going to be here. Why is she not here? And then Tia said, well, he's out of the country, so he couldn't make it. And then she also said, well, she did say, out of everyone, I was the safest to be around him. Baby, y'all not being honest about what y'all saying on TV. I'm sorry. Y'all are not being honest. I think multiple things can be true at the same time. I am the one who said I'm not mad at Stacey. I wouldn't bring my motherfucking husband around none of y'all either. But at the end of the day, you did lie, and don't try and act like what Tia is saying is not what you said. Because you said it. Stacey tried to flip it on some, oh, you're trying to cause friction between me and Wendy. No, she's not, because the fact of the matter is your husband don't like Eddie or Wendy because you said it. Why are y'all acting like Stacey did not lie? And then got pissed off at Tia because she got caught up in a lie. And then tried to flip it on Tia as if Tia said something just out of line. You lied. You did. Then you tried to gaslight Tia and making it seem as though she was trying to cause some friction between you and Wendy, when the fact of the matter is, Stacey said out of her own mouth that Timo, based off of what Eddie and Wendy did at the reunion last year, he does not feel comfortable being around them. AKA, he don't fuck with them. Are y'all not watching this? Baby, what? Baby, are y'all not watching the show? Are y'all not watching the show? Is that not what happened? It's not. I think we've all come to. I think that all of us have come to the conclusion that Stacey's lies don't hurt anyone. That's done and over with. The fact of the matter is, now you're lying and you're trying to gaslight Tia into saying that you did not lie. Now you're trying to manipulate the situation. We done talking about whether Stacey lies hurt people. We know they don't hurt nobody. But girl, you're lying. And now you're getting caught up in your lies. And now you're trying to manipulate this conversation with Tia as if Tia said something wrong. When the fact of the matter is, your husband don't like Eddie and Wendy. Like, that's the fact. Because that's what you said. So how is Tia wrong for saying, oh, well, girl, I invited her, but, well, I thought Stacey was supposed to be here. Wendy, I thought she was supposed to be here. Why is she not here? Well, she said that she only felt comfortable around, she felt safest around me. The fact of the matter is, we just gonna call it for what it is. Either you're gonna be a grown-ass man or a grown-ass woman. Y'all too old to be walking around here lying over shit you ain't got no business lying about. The fact of the matter is, Timo and Stacey could have easily said from the get-go, right now, I'm not comfortable being around Eddie and Wendy because of what they did to my wife at the reunion last year. That's how you be a grown-ass 40-plus, 50-year-old woman extending your shit. You don't just start telling lies, and then when the lies start to spiral out of control, girl, you want to try to manipulate the conversation. Girl, y'all too fucking old for shit like that. Stacey is a 50-year-old woman. I know she is. And Timo is too. Just say it for what it is. Just say it for what it is. He's not comfortable coming around Wendy and Eddie right now because of what Wendy and Eddie did after the reunion last year. End the conversation. But then we start to go down this road of Stacey lying, and when Tia starts to call out the lies, somehow Tia is wrong. Like, that wasn't even shit to lie about. And now everybody is Tia, you full of shit. No, Stacey and Timo are the ones who are actually full of shit. Because that was nothing to lie about. Stacey lies don't hurt anybody. But what you're not going to do is play in my motherfucking face either. And Stacey is literally playing in Tia's face. And because Tia is calling it out, and because the fans are drinking Stacey's dirty bathwater, now Tia is the problem. No, Stacey lied. And now she's trying to play in Tia's face. And instead of Stacey just saying what it was, she did not. And now y'all mad at Tia for calling out Stacey's lies. After Tia sat at that table with Stacey on the phone and heard Stacey lie. Well, girl, you talking about he just got back into the country today when you told me he was flying out of the country today. How did he fly out of the country and fly back in the country, girl? Where did he go? Girl, Mexico City? Girl, where did he go? Is that where he went? Where did he go? You're right, Toronto. Where did he go? Did Tia overreact at Giselle's party when she was like, "You don't let this accent fool you, girl, you ain't scaring nobody." But for people to act like Stacey is wrong when y'all literally see and hear Stacey is telling a lie, but you want to sweep it under the rug. So you would rather sweep under the rug that Stacey told a lie and drag Tia instead of acknowledging how we got to this point at the beginning. And this is what I be talking about. We need to start at A. Y'all want to start at T? Let's start at A on how we even got to the point where we're at. And it started with Timo and Stacey lying to Tia. And then Stacey trying to flip it as though Tia said something wrong. Are we not watching the same show? Are we not watching the same show? Instead of Stacey just saying from the get-go, Timo is not comfortable meeting up with Wendy and Stacey because of what Wendy and Eddie, because of what Wendy and Eddie did to me at the reunion. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Because you know what? That's how grown motherfuckers act. That's how grown people act. That's how grown people act. Girl, I don't have to lie about my husband not coming around. I can tell you why he's not coming around. I can tell you why my husband is not coming around. It don't have nothing to do with him going out of the country. He don't like what Wendy and Eddie did at the reunion last year. Maybe we can talk about it one day, but right now he's not comfortable coming around Wendy and Eddie. That's it. That's why he doesn't want to come. That's how a grown ass man or woman stands in their shit. Y'all want to lie and then get mad when somebody call you out of your lies. Girl, when I tell you that is the biggest mind fuck when I watch these Housewives shows. How you mad at Stacey for calling out? How you mad at Tia for calling out Stacey for lying? How are you mad at Tia for calling out Stacey for lying? Girl. Because you lied. And now you trying to manipulate me and play in my face and act like I'm in the wrong. When you lied, when all you had to say was, girl, my husband don't fuck with Eddie and Wendy like that. Girl, when I tell you, I be feeling like I be watching a completely different show than other people. Girl, I feel like I watch a completely different show. And because everybody loves Stacey, you can't say, Stacey, girl, this is because you lied. This is because you told a lie. Like, it don't take. I'm going to go ahead and say, girl, we too grown to not be objective. We too grown for shit like that. The amount of grown people I be seeing online, twisting and turning the truth, scares the shit out of me. Scares the shit out of me. Girl, it's weird. You can like someone and still say what happened on the show. I can sit here and say Thank you. I can sit here and say, Meredith is my girl. But I know Meredith acted a fool on that plane. I can say, Kenya is my girl. But Kenya disgusted me when she put those pictures up of Bang Bang sucking dick. You see what I'm saying? I can say, Heavenly is my girl. But Toya ain't wrong for doing what she doing. I can say K. Michelle is good TV, but Giselle and Robin were not wrong for what they said. And K. Michelle overreacted to Robin. You see how easy that is? It's really not that difficult. It really isn't. I can literally say Giselle was not innocent. Monique was not innocent. I can come down here and say Monique did, girl, walk with that lady's husband, lady's ex-husband, and throw some shit out there about Sherman. I can say that. I'm not going to have this conversation about what Jizzy did to Monique and not include what Monique did to Giselle. So it is very weird to me whenever we watch these shows and you see what you see, but you refuse to call it out because, well, I just love Stacey. You can still love Stacey and say, oh, girl, she told a lie. You can still love Stacey and say, girl, I can see why she might be playing in Tia's face. Because she is. Because the fact of the matter is, let me repeat it again. Stacey said out of her mouth that Timo is not comfortable being around Eddie and Wendy because of what they did last year at the reunion. That was the truth. But instead of Stacey just saying that, Stacey lies and then gets mad at Tia, and then the viewers get mad at Tia for calling Stacey a lie because she did lie. That be the Twilight Zone shit that I be talking about when I watch the Housewives. Instead of just saying, Stacey, you did lie. And that's why we're talking about it right now. Stacey doesn't want her husband around Wendy and Eddie. He might start asking too many questions of Stacey. Girl, you come up with a cannabis line. Anyways, so let's keep on going. Okay. Okay. So Tia and Stacey get, girl, I'm not gonna lie, girl. Now I'm not gonna lie, I hollered at this part. When Tia said, you're a try-hard, just like your fashions. Get your ass up out of my... Bitch. When Stacey said... When Stacey said, you're a try-hard, just like your fashions. Get your ass up out of my bitch. Bitch! When I tell you, baby, the way I must have yelled in this apartment. Toodle-doo. And when she said, get your ass up out of my event. Toodle-doo. When I tell you. That's my favorite line. Girl, that's exactly how I'm going to say it. Get your ass up out of my event. Toodle-doo. You see what I'm saying? You see how I just dragged Stacey, but now I'm laughing at the shit she say? It's really not that hard, people. You can literally call out Stacey for what the fuck she doing, and baby, I'll be laughing about Stacey 30 seconds later. The girl is a Kiki. She funny as hell. But Stacey, you do be lying, and you did try and play in Tia's face. You did. Stacey is funny. Stacey has me laughing every episode. But Stacey, you still can get called out on your fuck shit too. Stacey is not above reproach. She's not. She's not. The same way I can come down here and say Candace is very fucking weird for still wanting to be friends with Karen after Karen tried to get her fired. The same way I can say, girl, Wendy is fucking weird. Rodney be trying to keep it together. I know you want to scream, baby. Listen. The same way I can say Wendy is weird because Karen said that, girl, you don't even fit the aesthetic of the group. I can call those things out. Karen tried to get you fired, girl. But I also can say it is what it is. They have a respect for Karen. I don't understand it, but they fuck with Karen. Karen can do and say some of the craziest things to these ladies. She could tell Robin, you're the dissiest bitch in the room. She can get on stage at BravoCon and tell a room full of people that Robin shouldn't even be on the cast anymore, and they still make up with Karen. It doesn't make sense to me. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh no, Candace is right. No, Candace is weird because, girl, that lady tried to get you fired from your job because you told her to burn in hell. I just feel like I'm just never going to be that person when I watch these shows who go with the popular opinion. I'm just not. And I'm not going to watch this show. And even though Stacey tells white lies, act as if she's not lying. Girl, I can call out everybody else as a liar. Why can't I call out Stacey as a liar? I called Mia a liar her first season on the show. I said, Mia is a liar. We've been calling Karen a liar since her first season on the show. Giselle a liar. Like, girl, we can call the girls liars. Stacey is not exempt at all. And it's not just about Stacey telling white lies in this scenario. It's about Stacey telling a lie that she did not have to tell, and then telling a lie, and when she gets caught up in the fact that she did lie, she tries to manipulate the situation and then act as if, girl, Tia is just, girl, lying. And then the fans and viewers come in and be like, oh, Tia, girl, you lied. Girl, you a mess. You a hater. Girl, can you, girl, what? That's why it's hard. It's bad when you go. It's bad when you go against a fan favorite. When I tell y'all, it is absolutely insane because the fact of the matter is, everybody was going up for Tia and Stacey. And now because Tia is having a problem with Stacey, now people don't like Tia. I've been trying to tell y'all, if you connect yourself with the fan favorite, you'll be okay. Just like Drew Sidora did. Y'all ain't never seen it for Drew. Drew all of a sudden is cool with Angela. Now Drew all of a sudden, girl, is the MVP of RHOA. Girl, y'all ain't never seen it for Drew. But because she's cool with Angela, now you like Drew. Because you ain't like Drew season. You ain't like Drew her first season, second season, third season. Girl, now her fourth season, girl. Now she's the girl of the girl of the girl. Girl. Y'all, when I said the girls will switch up. Anyways, that's the review. I had fun. Drew is all right, but Drew ain't just like, Drew ain't never been a girl who I just went up for. Like, Drew is one of those girls I take or leave. It is what it is. But yeah, at the end of the day, all they ask is to be lying. All they ask is be lying. They do. But if we can call out everybody else for lying, we can call out Stacey for lying. Because if we're going to be honest, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Most of y'all said the same thing about Mia. Don't think I forgot. Because Because everybody said the same thing about me. Oh, Mia just tell little white lies. I said, okay. And girl, we looked up, girl, all of a sudden, girl, y'all couldn't stand the ground Mia walked on. Oh, she lied too much. Girl, she been lying. Because she been lying. Her lies was the same way as Stacey's when she started out. Little white lies. Oh, I don't know my husband's age. I don't know the age difference. Girl, okay. And you see, now we're getting to the point where Stacey can't keep up with her lies. You say one day your man going out of the country. The next day, girl, you say that, girl, he flew back into the country. Girl, where the fuck did he go? Where the fuck did he go? Where the fuck did he go? Right, it must have been, girl, it must have been Canada, girl. Where'd he go? It had to be. Girl, he did a turnaround, baby. Girl, he did a turnaround, girl. I think that multiple things can be true. I've said this 1,000 times. Do I think that Stacey is any different than the other women? To a certain extent, she is, because her lies are not these lies that can change someone's livelihood. You see what I'm saying? Even with her and Tia, those lies don't change anything. Like the lies that these ladies tell or have told, they can really change someone's livelihood. I've also stated too, for the people who may be new to my channel, that Stacey isn't doing anything but falling in line with what the other girls. The fact of the matter is, the inception of Real Housewives of Potomac started out as lies and deception. Don't forget Miss Karen Huger brought her black ass into the scene talking about her husband was a black Bill Gates. And Karen turned around and had to pay his motherfucking taxes. You see what I'm saying? Don't forget they all tried to come in on some etiquette type of shit and we hold our pinky to the end. Oh my God, my great grandma Etna May told me that a lady never sips tea like that. This is a school of etiquette. And I remember coming down her season when I said, girl, these girls is fake. This shit is fake. I'm not watching this shit. That's why I didn't watch season 2. Because I watched season 1 and I told y'all I'm not watching season 2 because these women are fake. I'm not buying nothing that they're selling. Carlos King said that Giselle was an anchor of the show, and I said, yes, you're right. She's an anchor that keeps the ship stuck and stagnant. That is so true. My great ma Etna May, she told me. So you have the girls already lying, right? I said the same thing about Mia. The one thing about me, I try to be consistent as possible. I know y'all remember me saying this. We can call out Mia for being a liar, but Mia didn't do nothing but just get in line. Y'all already lying. I'm just getting in line, right? I'm saying the same thing about Stacey. Girl, while Stacey is telling lies, she ain't doing shit that y'all ain't already done. Stacey just getting in line. Y'all tell lies on this show to stop from telling your reality. Then y'all get pissed off when the girls join the show and they do what y'all have been doing. Well, y'all already have set up what happens on the show, which is lie, 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 lie. So how can, and then Giselle and Ashley want to be the girls, they want to be the truth tellers. Like I also said, Stacey might be lying, but the last two who gonna say a goddamn thing to me about lying is Giselle and Ashley Darby. As long as Ashley Darby was walking around here lying about getting a divorce from Michael Darby. You see how I can call out all the shit at one time? Stacey be lying, but Giselle ain't gonna say a motherfucking thing to me. Stacey be lying, but Ashley, you ain't gonna say nothing to me. Because you were just at the reunion the year before last talking about how you rubbed Michael's feet. Y'all don't remember that? Y'all don't remember that? See, I'm a fair motherfucker. Y'all don't remember Ashley saying that when they had the all black on? That was Candace's last season. And she said she was rubbing Michael's feet. You've been getting a divorce from Michael, girl, for 7 seasons. But then you have the nerve to question somebody else's relationship. Girl, if you don't get the fuck out of my face. Girl. Giselle, don't get it twisted. They said you brought Jamal on as a fake storyline too. Is Jamal coming? That's what I'm saying. You're not going to question nothing. Even if I am lying about what I got going on with my husband, you're not going to question me. And that's exactly what if I was Stacey, that's exactly what I would have told Ashley and Giselle. Girl, fuck the fourth wall. We're going to knock all the walls down. Bitch, I watched the show. And we all knew you was lying about Jamal. And you have the nerve to come to my face questioning me about what I got going on? Girl, you don't get the fuck out of my face. That's how Stacey should have shut that shit all the way down. Ashley, girl, you've been talking about getting a divorce from your husband for about 5 seasons now. You was just on TV the other day talking about how you rub his feet. If you don't get the fuck out of my face too. That's how Stacey should have been talking about. That's how Stacey should have been talking to them. Y'all not gonna say a goddamn thing to me. Just like that. Just like that. You brought your ex-husband on the show as a fake storyline knowing damn well you wasn't with Jamal. Karen, you can't say nothing to me either. You've been walking around here lying, drunk, girl. Now, girl, your lies and caught up with you. Now your ass had to go to jail for 6 months. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing to me. Nothing. 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 Don't forget, Karen, how you sat down in Monique's basement, was drinking a whole bottle of Fireball and told all your business and said how you want your goddamn money back from Ray. Girl, don't forget how you sat your black ass down in Monique's basement and y'all was all down there taking shots of Fireball, bitch, and you told all your business and you said you want your goddamn money back from Ray. After this man done yanked your black ass and your son off the motherfucking farm and took care of you and raised your son like his own. You finally had to pay on the back end and you said, I want my goddamn money back from that nigga. Y'all don't remember Karen sitting in the basement saying that? Shout out to Karen. I'm just saying, girl, we got to tell the truth and shame the devil. I tell the truth over here. I don't know what the other girls do. I tell the truth. I still like Stacey. Stacey is my girl. Believe it or not. I fucks with Stacey. I fucks with Stacey Mia Rush. I call her Mia because the bitch be lying. I fucks with Stacey. Stacey is my girl. Okay? But I'm not gonna sit here and let Stacey play in my face either. Maybe because it's my job to come down here, and that's why I'm always like, okay, girl, this happened. But girl, I'm not gonna let Stacey play in my face. I used to drink Fireball like a motherfucker. Remember when Fireball first got popular? Remember when it got popular? Well, some of y'all who drink might not know. At one point, Fireball was real popular. Fireball was actually good to me. It really was. It didn't have too much of a... I think the cinnamon taste, it kind of knocked out the alcohol taste. Does that make sense? You know how like sometimes you drink shots, you be like, ooh, girl, damn. And it'd be strong. I felt like Fireball wasn't like strong like that. Ray was in his soft... Bitch! Ray was in his soft girl era while Karen was in the pen. Y'all know Ray was happy that Karen was locked up. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. I'm not gonna take it back. I think that Ray was happy as hell that Karen was locked up in jail. I really do. But yeah, Fireball wasn't that bad to me. To me, it wasn't, and I never had an issue with Fireball. I don't know why I stopped drinking it. But Fireball was never that bad to me because it never really had like a strong like alcohol taste. You know, like when you taste like tequila, vodka, you be like, "Ooh, girl." But like I felt like Fireball. I think because of I don't know. I just felt like it never was like that strong when you drank it. But you'll get fucked up off of it. And remember also, girl, to go backwards, you remember that was the last time Karen stopped drinking on camera? Remember after that, Karen was very aware about what she drank on camera. After she got drunk in Monique's basement, I am so disappointed in Monique. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want to go backwards. I'm going backwards. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna be with y'all. Ray got down to the reunion that year and said, "I've been taking care of you since the day I met you. You'll be okay." Okay, I've been taking you since the day I met you. Okay. Girl, I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed in Monique. I am. I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm just disappointed in Monique. I'm so disappointed in Monique. I really am. Like, I, I, I am gonna be like y'all. I'm gonna let it go. I just don't. Oh, I gotta go because I don't want to be. I just don't. I do not understand how the door is closed with Candace, but you don't have a problem walking up to Giselle, hugging Giselle, going to dinner with Giselle, hugging Giselle after the dinner, and saying, "Oh, whoever would have thought Monique and Robin? I mean Monique and Giselle." That's how you know she really wants to be Robin 2.0. Did y'all hear when she said at the end of the conversation, "Whoever would have thought Monique and Giselle?" Didn't she say that? Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't she say that? I be wrong sometimes. Didn't she say when they were walking out the restaurant, Monique and Giselle? Whoever would have thought? I said, ooh. I said, girl, you came back and kissed the ring. girl, girl, you came back and kissed the motherfucking ring, Monique. And quiet as it's kept, that's why y'all really don't want Candace to come back. Because I don't think the conversation with Candace and Giselle, I think that even I think that if girl, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. We're not bringing Candace up no more. Girl, that's my girl. I want her to come back to the show, but I don't want her to come back because I know that things are not going to. I know it's just going to be hate driven. It's going to be hate just thrown at Candace as if Candace is wrong. Monique is right where she wants to be under Giselle. She's been whack. Ugh! And I hate that because I was like, oh, Monique, I want to see what Monique is going to bring this season. And I just feel like, girl, when she walked out of that restaurant and she said, who would have thought Monique and Giselle? I was like, oh, girl, you really want to be Robin 2.0. Girl, you really want to be. I'm not, this is the thing. Let me say this also. I'm not mad at Monique for, I'm not mad at Giselle and Monique for making up. The thing that I question, I think it's different. Okay, let me give you an example. If me and you fall out, right? If me and you fall out, and then we sit down and we have an honest conversation. Now, in Monique's defense, I stated this earlier. In Monique's defense, she did say that Giselle took a whole bunch of accountability and all that stuff at the table. They just didn't show it. And I will say that Wendy also said something similar. when her and Giselle met up, the conversation lasted 2 to 3 hours. Um, but we only saw what we saw. The only way that we can really even think about becoming friends again or being friendly is we gonna have to really put the shit on the motherfucking table. And we not gonna play this game. You're not gonna play in my face. And hopefully if I start playing in yours, you'll call me when I try to play in yours. Like I feel like when Monique got to that table and she said this, I knew Monique was full of shit. When Monique got to that table and she said, I had to sit back and say, why was I mad at her? What the fuck you mean you had to sit back and say, why was I mad at her? You know why you was mad. Because she tried to play with the paternity of your son. That's why you were mad. So why are you getting your black ass at this table acting as if you don't know why you were mad? I'm not going through the story again because I already told the story. Y'all already know. But why you acting like you don't know why you was mad? Candace shouldn't come back. She was assaulted twice at work, one by a coworker, the second they brought someone to assault. She doesn't need to be back. Thank you, Resney. Baby, just go watch the episode, Diva. Y'all, I will say this much. Potomac is not that bad of a season. Are they arguing about stupid stuff? Yeah. I'm not mad. Are they making stuff bigger than what it is? Yeah. Are they doing this because girl, they really don't want to tell their truth? Of course. That's one thing Potomac is gonna do. Monique is giving Sutton from Beverly Hills wanting to be in with the cool girls who treated her like trash. Thank you. I'm with you. It's not a bad season. It's just they are making stuff bigger than what it is. Like, I will say this much. The stuff with Stacey, we can address it, but we can move on. But the way they are treating Stacey is as if Stacey is just out here just telling these lies that just fuck up everybody. You see what I'm trying to say? It's one thing for Stacey to lie and you address it and then you move on. That's not what they do. They address the lies and then it's this whole Stacey bash season. Oh, Stacey just la 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 la. The stuff with Tia and Stacey, I can see why it is the way that it is because Stacey is lying and playing in that lady's face. But the way that it's been going this entire season, oh, that's what she meant. She meant that towards Candace. Is that what she meant? I don't believe that. Cause she too concrete on her stance about not making up, not necessarily making up with Candace, but girl, as far as I'm gonna tell y'all right now, as far as I'm concerned, I think that Giselle and Monique are in an alliance. I think that they both are gonna make sure that Candace does not come back to this show. Girl, come hook or come crook. That's what I believe. I believe that Giselle and Monique are in an alliance and they want to make sure that that Candace does not come back to this show. It is absolutely insane to me how Giselle does the shit to people first and then get mad when they respond. That's why I don't even like talking about Candace because Candace got her ways, but we're not going to sit here and act like Candace just be fucking with people on this show. No one has mentioned Kay or Angel. Very interesting. Because they really wasn't on. Well, Angel was, but she went out and helped look for rings. Because even with the viewers, there is always going to be this protection of Giselle. The producers are always going to find a way to protect Giselle. So it doesn't matter what the truth is, even with Stacey. The viewers are going to always find a way to protect Stacey. And if you call out Stacey's lies, then it becomes this, well, girl, everybody lie. Girl, we know everybody lie, but we're talking about Stacey. Girl, we done called out everybody lies on this show. But we're talking about Stacey lies now. We done called out Mia's lies. We done called out Giselle's lies. We done called out Ashley's lies. We done called out everybody's lies. Why we can't call out Stacey lies? We can acknowledge a lot of things at the same time. We can acknowledge that Stacey lies really don't hurt anybody, but we can also say that Stacey be lying, and then Stacey get caught up in her lies, and that Stacey girl tried to flip it on Tia. We can say that because that's what happened. We can say, thank you, Hiru. Thank you so much. Thank you. I gotta go, y'all, in a little bit because I gotta do Married to Medicine. That's how I look at it. I'm not changing my mind. I'm with you. Until Monique apologized to Candace, she is not healed. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Until Monique apologizes to Candace, she is not healed, and I feel like that spiritual journey is fake. Miss Thing threw some locks in her head and moved to some woods. Girl got a couple of animals. Gonna all of a sudden, girl, she, girl, doing sound baths and shit. I'm not buying it. I'm not. There is no, girl, I will die on this hill. There is no way you can sit down with Giselle's black ass. There is no way that you can sit down with Giselle. Jizzy. And like I said, girl, they ain't even gotta be, that's what I got sidetracked. It's not even about being friends. It's about sitting down, putting the truth on the table, and then figuring out where do we go from here. And where we go from here, it might be that friendship has sailed. Or it might be, girl, we can get back on track. Or it might be, we may not be friends, but when I see you around town, I can give you a hug and say, hey, girl. You see what I'm saying? Everything is not about trying to necessarily be friends. It's about, she owes Candace a conversation, and I'm not going to change my mind on that. Because if she can sit her black ass down with Monique, she can sit her black ass down with Giselle black ass, then she can sit her black ass down with Candace black ass. That's all I'm saying. Did you watch the after show? Wendy got a little mushy about the relationship she has with Jizzy. I don't be watching the after show. Mm-mm. No. I don't be into the Housewives like that. I'm sorry. It got to be something really going on for me to like watch an after show. So, y'all got to tell me something really, really happened for me to sit down. At one point, I started trying to do reviews of the after show, then I kind of got over it. Cause I'm really not. I'm really not like. It's no shade, but I'm just not like a housewife girly like that. Not like that. Like that. Like that. Like that. I don't care. I'm not that invested in the housewives, basically. Not to be watching everything they do. I don't give a fuck about them like that. Girl, no shade. I don't think that Candace. I think that if Candace came back to the show, Candace would have a conversation with Monique. I do. If we're gonna be honest about it, if y'all go back and watch the season that Candace left, Candace was willing to have a conversation with Giselle. Giselle didn't want to talk to Candace. Go back and watch. Candace and Wendy have always been open to trying to move along with Giselle. It was Giselle who did not want to move with Candace and Wendy. Go back and watch that season. You will hear them. Candace was willing to sit down and talk to Giselle. She even said when they were in Austin, Giselle thinks that if she gets y'all not to talk to me, then I won't be here. No, Giselle didn't hit Candace, but she damn sure accused her husband of sexual assault. That's why they fell out. Y'all don't remember that? Candace sat right up there in that motherfucking cabana in Austin, Texas, before they went to play with chicken and shit. And she sat right there and she said, and I'm paraphrasing, that Giselle thinks that if she doesn't talk to me, then y'all won't talk to me and I won't be a part of this group. Y'all don't remember Candace saying that? And that right then let me know that that Giselle was trying to ice her out again. Because be very clear, season five, that was supposed to be the ice out Candace season. That was supposed to be the ice out Candace season. Monique's not healed. She's ignoring. Thank you, April Love. But it is what it is, girl. At this point, Candace not on the show. She probably not coming back. And she definitely not coming back if Karen come back because the budget ain't that big. Okay. If Karen come back, girl, that means that somebody getting fired. Let's be very clear. So yeah, and more than likely, Karen is coming back next season. Karen comes back next season, somebody losing their job because the budget ain't that big in Potomac. So, girl, hello. So Candace definitely not coming back because the budget ain't that big. Okay, unless they get rid of Ashley. Ashley really can go. And y'all know, girl, y'all know Ashley has a soft spot in my heart, but girl, and for me to say it, Ashley can go. For me to say Ashley can go, that means Ashley can go. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry. Ashley can go, and then Karen can come back. And I feel like honestly, I don't know how I feel about Kay. Kay can go too, honestly. But if I had my way, I would bring back Karen and Candace, and I would get rid of Ashley and probably Kay. But I would keep everybody else. I would. I would keep everybody else and just bring back Candace and Giselle. I mean Candace and Ashley. I'm thinking Monique might want a flute too. But I don't know though, because Monique might not get a flute. Because the way she say that Chris act a fool, like the husband's the girl, here we go. I think it would depend. I don't know. I'm just saying the way that Monique has talked about co-parenting with Chris, and the husbands, the baby daddies, they have to sign off on the children appearing on the show. I can see Chris, if it's hell on wheels with Chris when it comes to co-parenting, I can see Chris acting a fool and not signing off for Monique to allow her kids to be on TV. And we know how Bravo wants you to be able to have your kids on TV. Because remember the same shit happened with Kenya and Mark. When Mark started acting a motherfucking fool. Even though we acting like we didn't know how look Brooklyn cousin Brooklyn look. Remember? So I could see if they did offer Monique full time next season, I could see Chris getting in the way of that if because he didn't want Monique to come back on reality TV. And I'll tell you that's some whack ass shit. I'm sorry, I think that's some whack ass shit. That is some whack ass shit to me. If you know that you and this lady are divorced and this is a way, now I'm about to take up for Monique. If you know that this lady is divorced and this is a way for her to make income, regardless of what she said in the past, right? oh, I don't need this little check, blah, 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 blah. We know you need that little check. Girl, why would you get in the way of this lady trying to make money? And then from what I understand, she didn't get a lot out of the divorce anyways. So you don't want to give her nothing out of the divorce. I heard what she did get, the little bit she did get, I heard she spent it all on her house. So she really didn't walk away with a whole bunch. That's what I'm basically trying to say. Based off of what Chris had, the 4 homes, all that, I don't think she walked away with a lot. So it's just like, why would you not want her to come back to the show if that's a way for her to make some money? It's shit like that. It'd be like, oh, girl. Like that. I think that shit is so whack to me. I really think it's whack. I think it's whack. I think it is so whack. I think it's whack when Mark tried to get in the way of Kenya getting her money because he didn't want Brooklyn on the show. Girl, shut up. Brooklyn been on the show. I just don't like stuff like that. You don't want to give her no money. You don't want to give her half of the motherfucking money. But now she's trying to find some work and get her ass back on TV to bring in some income. And now you want to block that too? So I could see Chris getting in the way. If Monique has to have permission from Chris for the kids to show up on TV, I could see Chris getting in the way. And that would probably stop Monique being full-time. Y'all see what I'm trying to say? Because she said this season that co-parenting is not going that great with Chris. And some of the things that she said, no tea, no shade, some of the things that she said has not necessarily been in favor of Chris. So I don't know. But yeah, I wouldn't mind if everybody came back except for Ashley and Kay. I don't know. The jury's still out on Kay. I keep forgetting that this is Kay's 3rd season. I forgot Kay was a friend of before she was a housewife. This is Kay's 3rd season. You know, I be trying to give the girls a 2-season minimum. Girl, you got 2 seasons to try to get it together. The only thing I will give Kay is, even though Kay is all over the place, at least she's a part of the conversation. I know that sounds crazy. Like, to me, Ashley girl, you two, at least with Giselle, Giselle ain't got shit going on, but at least Giselle is trying to work, if that makes sense. She's trying to move the storylines along. The bullshit she got with Stacey is bullshit. You hopping on a Giselle bandwagon, girl, whatever. I don't know. I just feel like Ashley's time is up. I do. I think Ashley's time is up. And I think that's okay. Ashley has been on the show for 10 years, 10 seasons. No, that's a popular opinion. Unpopular opinion, Kay has been a big part of the season, I hate to say. And that's the truth. No, that's the truth. That's why I said Kay has been a part of the conversation. Whether we like it or not, I don't know if that's good or bad, but she's been a big part of the conversation. She has. Whether it's us talking about how Stacey dragged Kay every chance she get, we still talking about Kay. At one point, I remember we didn't mention Ashley for like 2 episodes, I think, in a row. Ashley, how you an OG? This your 10th season, and girl, you're not even being mentioned. And then the most we talked about you up until this episode was because Sheila over there coughing up blood taking care of a nigga. When I tell you, bitch, I would be so pissed off at my mama. Girl. If my mama set her black ass in front of my face and told me that she was coughing up blood, girl. Oof. And y'all mad at Ashley because Ashley said she don't want to fuck with Jack Harlow. Bitch, I don't blame. That's one thing I will give Ashley. I don't blame Ashley. Ashley said, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. Bitch, I done already, we've been poor. Bitch, I done crawled my way out, slept with this old ass white man, let this old ass white man climb on my back. Bitch, I'm not going back. I'm not going backwards. Sheila over there taking care of that man, an alcoholic, and she coughing up blood, heart disease, all types of shit. I would be pissed off at my mama. Pissed. Pissed. And she talking about, I like to work. Sheila, don't nobody like working 12 or 13 hours a day. Nobody. Okay? And the only motherfuckers who will work 12 or 13 hour girl shifts are people who probably making a whole, buku money. Like I said in my review the last time, girl, Beyonce might work 12 or 13 hours while she's getting ready for a tour, because at the end of the tour, she gonna pocket $555 million. Okay, bitch. Okay, so Miss Thing might work 12 or 13 hour shifts. Girl, because she know at the end of this 5 months, when this tour's over, girl, I'd have made $737 million. So I'm okay with working 12 to 13 hours a day for 5 months. Okay? Girl, you ever talking about you don't mind working 12 or 13 hours? Girl, you's a motherfucking lie. Girl, don't nobody want to work 12 or 13 hours. And I guarantee you, wherever Sheila works, she ain't making a whole bunch of money. Bitch. Girl, you doing all that to try to, cause you trying to justify taking care of an alcoholic. And when I tell you Sheila's daughter, the youngest daughter, looked just like Sheila. That's why I said I'm not mad at Ashley. I'm not mad. I know some of y'all don't like Ashley, and y'all gonna drag Ashley. And I saw a lot of people dragging Ashley for what she did to that white boy. I'm not mad at Ashley. Ashley said I'm not gonna be like my mama, basically. And I hate to say that. That sounds fucked up. But Ashley said I'm not gonna be like Sheila. I'm not taking care of no man. I done came from this side. I done finally made it to this side. I'm not going back to that side. And I don't blame her for saying that shit. At all. At all. Shit. I didn't think Ashley was wrong either. Nigga, you don't make enough money. What Ashley said made sense. It did. When Sheila said I like to work, before Ashley could even finish speaking, I was screaming. She ain't letting that man go nowhere. She really ain't. I would be so pissed off. Girl, when I tell you, if I was Ashley, I would be pissed. I would have cussed my mama out the last go round. Remember when Michael was paying all of Sheila bills, and Michael did just like it? But I hate to say, ain't nobody taking care of no grown ass man. I'm sorry. Ain't nobody taking care of no girl. Girl, it's no shade. Can I say something? And y'all don't take this the wrong way? Because I saw a lot of people saying that he said Pittsburgh. Whether he said Pittsburgh or Pennsylvania, he didn't say Barcelona. He didn't say Paris. He didn't say Milan. Girl, so whether he said he would take Ashley to Pittsburgh or Pennsylvania, is it really a difference? Like, the nigga said, I offered to take you on a trip to Pittsburgh. Girl, like, it doesn't matter. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, it don't matter. It's all the same thing. Girl, it's all the same thing. And Quadis is kept, y'all acting like the nigga said he offered to take her on a trip to Milan, and I fucked around and said Pennsylvania. Girl, it ain't no difference, baby. Girl, it ain't no difference, baby. Girl, that man said he offered to take her on a trip to Pittsburgh. Girl. Girl. But you wanna get out my face? Not you. I'm talking about, not you. I'm talking about if I was Ashley, he told me some shit like that. Girl, you don't get out my face. Pittsburgh. Bitch, Ashley has a $2.2 million house. Just like Ashley said, if something were to happen to me, Would you be able to step up to the plate? Ashley also ended up under a bridge like Sheila again because of Gollum. If she gonna trick again, trick right, girl. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Ashley is right. If something was, if something happened to me financially, would you be able to step up to the plate and pick up where I need you to pick up? That's girl. I hate to. Ooh, I don't even want to. Let me show. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I feel like that's the reason why a lot of people be in these fucked up financial situations because y'all really don't want to be honest about the finances. If Ashley lives in a $2.2 million house, how much is her mortgage? I have 2 kids. The kids are probably in private school. If something happened to me financially, would you be able to pick up the pieces? Yes or no? No? Okay, girl, you gotta go. That's it. That's really it. No. No. I believe that Ashley and that man lasted and it wasn't supposed to last. I do believe that Jack was just a storyline. His real name is Josh. I call him Jack Harlow because that's what Wendy called. Remember she called him Jack Harlow and Ashley got mad? But his real name is Josh. I do believe that Josh was just a storyline at first. I do. I don't believe that Ashley had any intention of letting things go on with Josh. I think it was just supposed to be something for TV. We gonna do this dating, this speed dating, get up, and then after we shoot this scene, it's gonna be done. I might go on a couple of dates with a nigga, but then I think they started fucking, and then I think it just kind of like lasted longer than what it was supposed to last. And now I think that now the important conversation is, like Ashley said, I have 2 kids. The fact of the matter is, I'm a woman of a particular age. If I'm gonna have another child, it would have to be in the next year or so. Like, I feel like the shit, if you listen to the shit that Ashley was saying, Ashley wasn't saying nothing just so far out of line. The shit she was saying made sense. You don't have kids. You ain't never been married. You probably gonna want kids. If you wanted to have kids, if I was gonna have the kid, it would have to be in the next year or two. This lasted way longer than when I thought it was gonna last. We've been fucking. Girl, we just need to go ahead and cut ties before it goes further than what it needs to go. Ashley wasn't wrong. And if Ashley knows that, girl, 2 kids are probably the end of the road for me, then she needs to be honest and tell that to him. Baby, I'm sorry, but like 2 kids are my limit. I don't know if I'm really set up to have any more than this. And you ain't got none. And you probably gonna want some. Who gonna carry the motherfuckers? Who gonna take care of them? Anyways, that was about the first time I really pretty much agree with everything Ashley had to say. Anyways, I'm done. But yeah, other than that was Ashley. I was team Ashley with that conversation, baby. But yeah, that's it, y'all. It was fun. I had fun. Giselle. I mean, girl, I'm not even mad at Giselle. I really am disappointed. I'm so disappointed in Monique. I really am. I don't know why I am. I'm really disappointed in Monique. I am so disappointed in Monique. If y'all ain't watch, y'all gotta go watch. Y'all need to watch Potomac. Potomac is like, again. I'm not trying to sell y'all on anything, but Potomac is really not that bad. Honestly, if we're gonna be honest, to me, Potomac is probably better than Salt Lake City this season. I don't know if Potomac is better than Salt Lake City, but I feel like they have more stuff to talk about on Potomac, even though it's bull. Does that make sense? Like, it's bullshit. I feel like Salt Lake City, like, girl, y'all been talking about Meredith for too long. I feel like Potomac might be better than Salt Lake City this season. I do. I'm not gonna put the hammer down quite yet, but Potomac's not that bad to me this season. It's really not. It's really not. They're just. I mean, it's that I'm 100% with you on Monique. So disappointing that she's kissing Giselle's ring. That's how it comes across. Thank you, Miss 3196. That's how it comes across to me. It really, like, I don't know. Like I said, girl, we all watch, we all watch the same show, and we walk away with a different perspective. But it definitely gave to me that Monique was kissing the ring. That's what it gave to me, and I was like, "Ooh, girl, Monique, girl, you better than me, girl." Like I said, Monique is not innocent. Monique is not innocent. She did have a hand in the whole Giselle takedown and why Giselle feels the way that she feels. But y'all always talking about, not y'all, but y'all, shout out to Erica. Y'all always talking about how far the girls go. I'm not talking about, listen, after today, girl, I know I'm probably lying. Let me say, okay, my goal is not to talk about Monique and Candace no more. Unless Candace comes on the show, that's the only reason why we need to be talking about, girl, okay, girl. Unless, oh, unless Candace comes back to Potomac, I think I'm done with the Monique. Okay, I just told a lie. Okay, I'm gonna talk about it if the conversation come up again at the reunion, because it probably will, about how how about Giselle and Monique made up. But for the most part, I'm gonna try to steer away from the Monique, Giselle, and Candace conversation, because at this point it kind of it really is like, and believe it, I can see, I like, I like to, you know it really is like, it is what it is. Like, Monique really don't fuck with Candace. Candace don't fuck with Monique. Giselle don't fuck with with Candace. Candace don't fuck with Monique. It is what it is. It's pointless to keep talking about it because Candace is not on the show. If Candace comes back, then we could probably talk about. No, we will talk about it. But other than that, it's kind of like, girl, it is what it is. It is what it is. I think that Monique looks crazy though. I think Monique looks crazy. Oh, when she apologized, when she apologized to Giselle, when she said she felt sorry about the daughter, girl, I wish the fuck I would. Did you apologize to my son? And even if you did, and apologizing about shit. Now, some shit I might apologize for. I will apologize for bringing it for me walking for me walking through my neighborhood and bringing Sherman and talking to Sherman's wife and us being messy talking about Sherman. I'll apologize about that. But like I said, girl, because on some real shit, that's low key where it started at. If we're gonna be honest, to me it did. Anyways, girl, I'm tired. Girl, I'm just repeating myself. She apologized because she's healed. Is she gonna apologize to Candace? Is she gonna apologize to Candace? Because Mama went on a whole motherfucking tour. Girl was down to YouTube making YouTube videos. Y'all don't remember? Thank you. Thank you, Jay Martin. Marty 210. Thank you. Mama was down to YouTube. And you know what's so crazy, y'all? I have to say this. Because I know the girls are like, oh, girl, you just saying that because you hate Monique. Girl, no, 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 no. I don't go up for Monique, but I don't dislike Monique. Monique is another person who was just, if she there, she there. If she not, she not. But when all this shit started, to make this real short, I was Team Monique. Y'all better go back and watch my videos. I was Team Monique all the way, 100%. Up until the season started. When I found out that Monique and Candace got into a fight, I came down to YouTube and was like, it's Candace's fault. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. It's Candace's fault because Monique is too perfect and cares too much about her image for it not to be Candace's fault. And that was my final answer. It's Candace's fault. Monique ain't did nothing to that lady. Thank you, Cy Dynasty. Thank you so much. It was Candace's fault. 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 And I remember making videos in my bed before I went to sleep because I used to work overnight. I remember making videos in my bed like, hey y'all, so Monique just did a video. I'm so confused now. But I don't know. I still feel like it might be Candace's fault. Girl. And then when the season started, I was like, wait. Hey. I still remember the season started and I was like, wait. This don't look like it's Candace's fault. Yeah. I was like, whoa. I don't know. This don't look like it's Candace's fault. Baby, what is going on? Because this ain't nothing. Baby, Monique, baby, you. Okay, baby, baby, hold up. Baby, okay, baby, wait. Baby, I gotta rewind it again. I gotta watch it again. Baby, what happened? Baby, this don't. Baby, what? Baby, this ain't what. Baby, I thought something completely. I thought something else happened. This not happening like I thought. Bitch, y'all like, bitch, this is not what you said, Monique. And this is not what I thought happened either. You know it was bad. You know, even another thing to it, I'm gonna be done with it. You know it was bad that that Monique really wanted to whoop Giselle's ass. Y'all don't remember? Y'all don't remember Chris coming down to YouTube and saying that he wished that he was Bruce Jenner? He wished he was Caitlyn Jenner so he could body slam or slap Giselle, whatever he said. Y'all don't remember y'all don't remember none of this? Y'all don't remember Chris sitting beside Monique and saying that he wished he was Bruce Jenner? That's why Giselle also brought security to the reunion. Chris Samuels said that. That's why I'm saying Giselle was always the target. She took it out on Candace. Even your husband was down to the motherfucking YouTube saying if he was a motherfucking trans woman, how he would body slam you, basically. Or beat your ass, whatever he said. Monique must admit that Giselle is a person that turned her against Candace, just like Ashley/Giselle are trying to turn her against Stacey. She needs to peep game and recognize they want her to get physical with Stacey, baby. Cause did y'all hear when Ashley said before Monique walked into the restaurant? I'm paraphrasing. I don't know what Monique is gonna do. She may talk to Stacey or she may spaz out and hit her. Y'all remember when Ashley said that? Y'all remember when Ashley said that? She said that to Kay before Monique walked into the restaurant? Baby. That's what Ashley said. I said, girl, not you low-key wanting the girl to get violent with Stacey. Hey. Y'all better go back and watch the episode. Now, I be getting some shit wrong sometimes. You know, I'm not perfect. But, bitch, I can remember some shit. Okay. One thing about it, two things for sure, baby. I can remember some shit. Not everything I don't remember. But some shit I can remember. Sure did. Mm-hmm. Girl. But yeah, it is what it is. But you know, it's just weird to me. I don't know. It's done. It's over with. You know, shout out to Monique. Ashley can go over there exploiting her mama for a storyline. She over there working factory hours to take care of a man and wearing a shake and go wig, baby. Oh girl. Oh girl. But yeah, I'm done with it. Cause at this point it is kind of pointless. It's kind of like it really is kind of like what I've said before, believe it or not. It's like I've said before with Wendy and Giselle. Like they finally made up. I do believe Wendy and Giselle did make up though. I will give Wendy and Giselle that. I do believe they really did make up. But like it's kind of like if I don't, even though I don't necessarily always understand it, the fact of the matter is these girls move on. And it do be time for us to move on too. Like Candy, Portia. Girl, Candy moved on with that Portia shit a long time ago. Eventually one day I was like, girl, you're going to have to let it go. Because if Candy over it, then girl, you be over it too. Okay? And I guess that's what it is with Monique and Candace and Giselle. They not going to be friends. At least no time soon. But it is what it is, girl. Mm-hmm. Time is it? Okay, I gotta go. This review is too motherfucking long. I think that Giselle did move on with Wendy. I do. I honestly do. Believe it or not, I really do. And you know, and that's another thing too. Let me say something. This is how I know I'm a fair ass motherfucker. Hello? This is how I know I'm fair. I also said about Giselle and Wendy. What did I say a few weeks ago? I said that we always scream that the best apology is changed behavior. And when the shit hit the fan with Wendy and Eddie, I think that the majority of us thought that Giselle was going to drag Wendy. And I never listened to the podcast, so I can't really say, but I'm just going to take everybody's word as the gospel. Everybody who listened to the podcast when Giselle and Robin spoke about Wendy and Eddie, they said they didn't even drag that lady. So for me, I had to say, maybe Giselle and Wendy are really trying to work past their issues, and maybe Giselle really is trying to change with Wendy. I can't speak about every other relationship. Because we say the best behavior, the best apology is change behavior. And she had the chance to drag Wendy and she didn't. Ashley would get dragged if I was Wendy. Because my whole thing is this. And if Robin did it, I wouldn't be mad at Robin. I wouldn't. If Robin dragged Wendy, I wouldn't be mad at Robin. Because I think that's how Robin would really feel, if that makes sense. I think that for Giselle, I would have been looking at Giselle sideways because you the one who claimed that y'all friends or y'all cool now. The reason why Ashley should get dragged is because Ashley, you be trying to act like you was cool with Wendy. That's what I was saying. If you gonna drag and just tell the truth. That's what I be saying. Y'all don't be want to tell the truth. Not y'all, but people don't be want to tell. Just say I ain't never fuck with her, and that's why I don't give a fuck if she go to jail or not. Girl, just say it. But Ashley want to act like she fuck with Wendy, but then crack jokes about it. If that's really your friend, even if your friend has done something wrong, you are not going to make fun of your friend. And you are not going to make fun of your friend publicly. You see what I'm saying? Ashley wants to crack jokes, but you claim that you cool with Wendy. If you were really cool with Wendy, you would not be making those jokes. Period. Now, if you were not cool with Wendy, just say I never liked her any fucking ways. That's why I made a joke. But you can't say that because you've been trying to act like you were cool with Wendy. And I have been telling you, I think a lot of the girls on the show tolerated Wendy. I think the only reason why Ashley even started becoming cool with Wendy was because she didn't want people calling her a motherfucking colorist. I done told y'all this. Girl. I don't think she ever cared for Wendy. But when the colorist conversation started, Ashley made it her business to try to appear as though she was cool with Wendy. But then now your slip is showing about how you really feel about Wendy. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to talk about it in drag, talk about it in drag and be honest. That I ain't never fuck with her. And she know it and y'all know it. That's why I had something smart to say. If Robin would have been dragging Wendy, even though Robin girl, I would still give Robin a pass because even at BravoCon, I respect the honest bitch, believe it or not. Robin said at BravoCon, they asked her, did she call Wendy? And she said no, because it would have been fake. I ain't talked to that lady since I left the show. So what I look like calling her now? I said, see, that's the type of shit I can get behind. For real. Robin said no. I didn't call her because it would have been fake. And I'm paraphrasing. I ain't talked to that lady since I left the show, so what the fuck I look like calling her now? We ain't fool with each other since we left the show. I'm not going to act like I fool with her now. I said, come on. I can appreciate shit like that. I can appreciate shit like that. But don't be trying to act like you cool and you know you ain't cool. Just be like, girl, no, I ain't talked to that lady, baby. We wasn't even cool like that. We fell out. We ain't got to start how we fell out. But girl, we fell out and I ain't talked to her. And girl, I hope she all right. Yeah, like, I like shit like that. But don't act like you cool and you not cool and then you want to make jokes about me publicly. Because that means you really ain't never fucked with me to begin with. That's why I was on here tugging on Ashley's wig. It wasn't because Wendy should have been off limits. No, Wendy is not off limits. But don't act like you cool with Wendy and then you out publicly making jokes about Wendy. Because that means that that means that you're not cool with Wendy. Because you're not going to do that to a friend. You only do that to people who you don't like. Even if that was somebody who I said I was cool with, and that shit happened to them, I would not be on here talking about, well, girl, I hope she get I hope she we making melodies, not felonies. But girl, I'm talking about, I'm cool with them. Girl, Zen Win is going to the pen. But I'm talking about I'm cool with them. Girl, no. I would rather you be like Robin said. Did you call her? No, because it would have been fake. I haven't seen or spoke to Wendy since I left the show. Boom. Respect. Hey, Rodney, just dropping by to say you're my number one on YouTube. 25 review. Love you, cousin. Go off. Thank you, Felicia. Thank you so much. Yes. I was going to talk about that in a Hot Topics video. Thank you so much. But yeah, it is what it is, girl. It's going to be what it's going to be. All right, y'all. We've been on here too long. Y'all know I get to run in my mouth, honey. It's 8:35. We've been on here since 6 o'clock. 2 hours and 35 minutes for a Potomac review. At the end of the day, in conclusion, I think Potomac is having a decent season. Is it bullshit? Yeah. But I feel like it's still not a bad season, if that makes sense. Yeah. I think that everybody is liars on this show, and I don't think it's fair not to call out Stacey when she lies, even if they are small little, even if they are white lies. Tia ain't wrong for Tia may have been wrong for how she was, wanting to get so buck with Stacey. I think that would have been a valid reaction after today's episode. I do. I think if Tia would have had that energy after today's episode, I think that I would have understood the reaction more. Because at this point, you calling me a liar when you lying. You trying to act like I'm getting in the middle of you and Wendy's friendship when the fact of the matter is your husband don't even like them niggas. Can we just put it out there? Your husband don't even like them, and you already said it. So it's not about me trying to come in between you and Wendy, baby, because your husband don't like girl Pam. What's her name? Your husband don't like Pam Greer, girl. What was the name that Eddie you? Eddie Hennessy and Pam. But you trying to act like what I'm saying is just a lie and messy. Well, girl, what you said was your husband don't feel comfortable being around the other lady. That's what you said. Pam Oliver and Eddie Hennessy. Girl, thank you. Girl, Pam Oliver and Eddie Hennessy. That's what you said. And now you're trying to switch it up on me like I done said something wrong. Girl, you said it. You said it. You said it. You said it. And don't flip that shit on me. Like I'm out here just spreading lies and rumors. Because that's what you said. And you also said your husband was going out of town. Instead of you just being honest from the get-go, like a grown-ass 50-year-old woman, because I don't give a fuck, Stacey is 50, okay? Girl, like a grown-ass 50-year-old woman and man, and just saying, you know what it is? My husband he saw clips from the reunion, and he did not like the way that Eddie and Wendy approached me at the reunion last year. And so that left a sour taste in his mouth. And so he's very skeptical about being around these women, around Eddie and Wendy. And I love her to pieces, but that's going to have to be a conversation that me and Wendy had. That's all she had to say. That's all Stacey had to say. But no, it's, oh no, my husband, oh no, he's not coming back to next week. Oh no, oh, he made it back to town today. Oh no, why are you trying to cause friction between me and Wendy? I mean, the real reason is because my husband does not feel comfortable coming around Eddie and Wendy. Well, why the fuck you just didn't say that from the get-go? And why are you trying to act like Tia said some shit that was just so far out of line? Why are you trying to act like Tia lied? When Tia didn't lie, you lied. And then you trying to gaslight Tia. Like, that's literally what Stacey was doing. Gaslighting 101. Girl. Girl. And then the viewers get mad at Tia. Girl. Then the viewers get mad at Tia for calling out Stacey's lies. Girl, what? Girl. Now everybody mad at Tia because Tia calling out Stacey's lies. When I tell you that's what I be talking about. When I tell you Potomac really is the Twilight Zone. Instead of y'all just saying, Stacey did lie to Tia. Then when she got caught into the lie, she got mad at Tia. And instead of her just telling the truth from the beginning, that's why we're having this conversation. Baby, y'all not watching the show. Y'all watching the show, but y'all trying to give Stacey a pass. I don't like that. We can call like everybody else. Stacey can get called out too, and I'm not changing my mind on that. Tia ain't wrong. Stacey wrong. And if we're gonna be honest about it, you putting Stacey out, you putting Tia out because you know Tia is really clocking you. If we're gonna be honest, Ashley just called you a hoe to your face. Matter of fact, she called you a lying asshole. But y'all swerving down that it's Tia trying to get in the good graces of Giselle and Ashley. Are you sure about that? Because 5 minutes prior, Ashley called Stacey a lying asshole. Tia tells her to shut up, and she gets mad at Tia and tells her to leave. Ashley just called you a lying ass hoe, girl, 12 inches away from your motherfucking face. But instead of you telling Ashley to leave, you tell Tia to leave because she told you to shut up? Girl, if y'all don't stop trying to turn yourselves into pretzels, trying to defend Stacey and just call the shit for what it is, let me repeat it again for the people who act like they can't hear me. Ashley called Stacey a lying ass hoe 6 inches away from her motherfucking face. Tia tells her to shut up and let her talk, and she puts Tia out. But y'all say that Tia wants to be up under Giselle and Ashley's ass. Are you sure? Which one is worse? Somebody telling you to your face you a lying ass hoe, or somebody telling you to shut up? Me telling you a lying asshole or me telling you to shut up? Y'all not gonna be honest. Y'all not gonna be honest. Girl, I want y'all to watch the show and take out whatever Stacey got y'all drinking. Girl, I don't know if y'all over there, girl, taking Shayo. I don't know. But girl, the fact of the matter is, Ashley should have been gone way before Tia was gone. Girl, that lady sat there right there, and not only did Ashley call her lying ass hoe, she called her lying ass hoe in front of everybody. She called her a lying ass hoe in front of her business partners, her friends, and customers. Don't forget that Ashley and Stacey were having that conversation right there in the opening. At least with Tia and Stacey, they were in the back in the private room. Ashley called her lying asshole in front of everybody in the motherfucking building. Bitch, girl, hello? And y'all gonna sit here and play in my motherfucking face. Y'all let Stacey play in y'all face. Stacey not playing in mine. Now, Stacey is my girl and she's a kiki, but we gonna call out Stacey when her ass is wrong. Huh? Huh? Hell no, Tia wasn't wrong. And if people start watching and take out whatever love they have for Stacey, they will see that Tia wasn't wrong. Stacey is wrong. Girl. That's it. Anyways, I'm gone. Y'all have a good night, girl. It's been fun. Okay. Shout out to MC Deborah. It's been fun. Y'all have a good night. I'm about to find something to eat. And then I'll probably have up the Married to Medicine review, girl, later on tonight. But yeah. Yeah. Because I need to watch Married to Medicine. I don't think I have to like. I already watched it once. Didn't think about that. Don't make me start hating on Stacey. You don't have to hate on Stacey, but we could tell. But girl, not you. You don't have to hate on Stacey, but we can tell the truth about Stacey. If y'all go back and watch the conversation between Stacey, Timo, and Tia, and then watch the conversation between Tia, Wendy, and Stacey when they were at the restaurant, and then watch the conversation today, Tia was lying. I mean, not Tia, Stacey was lying. Even when Stacey was like, I didn't say I was gonna come. Stacey, you literally said that you were gonna be, it was gonna be a three-way. That's what you said. Stacey literally sat there and said, can we make it a threesome? That's what she said. Because Timo wasn't going to be in town. He was going to be out the country. And then Tia said, sure. But then she tried to flip it and say, I didn't say I was coming anyways. Girl, you literally said, can we make it a threesome? Girl, we watching the same show. Are we not watching this? That's what Stacey said. That's what she said at the motherfucking pool. She said, can we make it a threesome? Then she tried to act like she ain't told Tia that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You did, sister. You also said that Timo was going out of the country the next day. And then you said he flew back in the next day. Anyways, y'all, all right, y'all. We gone. I will see y'all in a few hours. I just need to rewatch Married to Medicine. It wasn't like a lot happening to the point where I need to, sometimes I feel like I gotta like start and stop and really listen. I already watched. It wasn't like a lot that I need. I feel like y'all. Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna watch it again, take some notes, and then I'll have that review up later. And then I know somebody asked about the Love and Marriage Huntsville. I have not. Excuse me, I have not watched Love and Marriage Huntsville. Maybe I can have that up also later tonight too. I feel like Love and Marriage Huntsville, I can just watch that once. Cause I'm almost checking out of Love and Marriage Huntsville, girl. No shade. I'm almost. I'm really trying with Love and Marriage Huntsville, girl. Um, yeah. I don't Love and Marriage Huntsville is just not. I don't know. Maybe they really don't have nothing to talk about since that's why they do have something to talk about. They don't want to talk about it. I have not watched Beverly Hills. Girl, I haven't. I have not. I haven't had any. I don't know if I'm watching Beverly Hills. I said I was. I was excited, but then when it came out, I was like, I don't. I don't know, chat. I don't know. I haven't watched Beverly Hills. I don't know. Nell gonna piss you off, Rodney? Nell is another one. Like that's another thing too. Like y'all, like some of the girls don't like to be. We gotta be fair, y'all. Like even with Nell and Tisha, Nell lied, girl. But because people don't like Tisha, people don't want to say that Tisha was actually right for like the first time. Nell did tell a lie. Tisha was not wrong. Nell lied. She lied. She did. And then she tried to flip it like Tisha wasn't lying. Now Tisha do a lot of shit. We can call out Tisha, but in the Nell Tisha, Nell, you did say that, and now you trying to act like no. Anyways, all right, y'all. I'm gone. It was fun. Y'all have a good night. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.